Hello and welcome back. So hopefully those last examples were helpful for you. We're going to go into annotation and writing rational numbers. This is a skill that you were developing in Unit 5 that we want to continue to develop in this unit. The first couple of days related to this will be just examples because I know that a lot of you struggled with your annotations or with writing the rational numbers, either in your COLs or in the lessons. So I want to make sure that you have that resource. So we're going to begin by highlighting. So I'm going to highlight with green. Elizabeth's account was credited by $17.50. So in this problem, account is a keyword in some ways. Credited is another. Then I have this amount. This one's the only one that is italicized, and that's actually kind of leading us to know that this is the important one. So I'm going to click on it and then highlight that word. Sorry, it's a little bit, it covers it up for you all, but that's what you will be doing with your own. You can also underline it. So you could do this and do an underline. The reason in this one why account is not being highlighted and in general is because account doesn't tell you anything about what's happening to the number. This is your amount. And so I'm going to put that amount here in just a moment in A, but I also need to determine what type of rational number. Is it a positive? Is it negative? Is it zero? Well, it's definitely not zero because something is happening that's not zero. And credited means that the account is increasing. They're putting money into my account. And so I'm going to take this symbol and bring it over on top and put that right here. So you should be putting the plus sign right here above the word credited. If it doesn't fit or if it blocks things out, I'm okay with this particular example, you putting it either at the beginning or at the end of the sentence, and that's fine. But typically when you annotate, it should be on top of the word that told you, hey, this is a positive thing. And then we're going to go ahead and put in the rational number. So that's positive 17.50. Okay, or 17 and 50 hundredths. Okay, on to the next one. Average temperature in Antarctica, which is in the South Pole, is 57 degrees Celsius below. One could also say below freezing, because this is Celsius, or below zero, because that's what the freezing temperature is. So this is really, really cold. Below is my keyword, not temperature. Temperature is a keyword in terms of context, but not in terms of what's actually happening in the integers and the rational numbers. So this is my keyword below, and below is definitely less than zero. So that would be this negative symbol or the other one. So I'm going to bring that over here. And so this is going to be my negative. Okay, so you can bring your negative over there. And this one, it should be able to fit nicely. This is part B. And so my answer for part B is negative. And then I never want to put units. So I didn't want to put a dollar sign here because that would make it now specific to a certain situation rather than just in general, this is an action and the number. So negative 57. I don't want to put the degree symbol and I don't want to put the C or the Celsius, just negative 57. And that's the integer or rational number that represents this situation. All right, next one. A sodium hydride anion, that's how you pronounce this, anion, has one extra electron. All right, so if I had italicized the word extra, one might think, oh, extra, that's a positive thing. That means you have more of something. But if you have more debt, if you owe someone an extra amount of money, or if there's an extra charge on something that you're buying, that's not a good thing. That's a negative thing still. So the word extra can be misleading. You want to focus on the other words that are really giving you information. In this case, that's the word anion, which most of you don't necessarily know, but it is in the same box as electrons. So you're going to highlight both of those and make sure the middle part is not highlighted. So anion and electron. In an atom, you have the center area, which is called the nucleus, and you have protons and neutrons in the middle, and then you have electrons running around on the outside or kind of in a cloud going around it. And so you have these positives on the inside and you have negatives on the outside flying around because they're attracted to the positives on the inside, but they can't get too close. So the electrons, the ones on the outside, those are my negative numbers. So even though this is technically extra, it's extra negative. So extra negative makes it negative. And so then we've used our other negative symbol. So we're down to only one symbol left. And this is -1 because there's only one extra electron. So only -1. All right, the last one. Well, I know based off of the symbol what it has to be, but I want to make sure that I make sense of this. So in this one, I have standing in the ocean. So that reminds me of the terms above sea level or below sea level, because sea level refers to the ocean. So if you're standing in the ocean, standing, that would mean that you're not like submerged under the water. It also means that you're not like flying up above in an airplane or a helicopter or jumping up above the ocean. You're actually in the ocean right on the surface. So that's basically implying that you're at zero. And so in your annotations, you would want to make sure that you put the 0 somewhere close to here. If you can't fit it, you might be able to fit it here. If not, you can put it at the end here or at the end here. But this is our our 0, because it can't be negative. It's not under the water. It's not positive. It's not above the water. So we're using the 0 in this case. And you need to watch out for whenever 0 is there, because 0 is in any situation, but it depends on the situation what it represents. So for elevation, it's being at sea level or right on the surface of the water. So there's our integer or rational number. And I'm not going to put a plus sign or a minus sign because the positive or negatives don't affect 0. 0 is right in the middle. It's not positive and it's not negative. So I should never see a plus sign or a minus sign, a positive or negative symbol in front of 0, because it doesn't apply to 0. 0 is in the middle. Okay, so I'm done with this example. So what you're going to do now is, on a separate sheet of paper, you're going to complete the lesson 2 challenge, solving this expression as best as you can using the order of operations. And then tomorrow you're going to see an example that will see if you're on the right track or not. It's okay if you got it right. It's okay if you get it wrong. Just learn from any mistakes if you did get it wrong this time, and you will not need to fix this answer here. This is your first attempt. Whereas most things we do want to fix it. This one is just your first attempt, and we'll fix it tomorrow if you get anything wrong.